Hey everyone, thank you for joining us for our next in our webinar series. If this is your first webinar, welcome. If this is not, welcome back. A lot of you might know me already. I'm Rhio, I'm head of customer experience, and I'm super excited to be talking to Therese today about our favorite features that we've seen all of you use to make your events even better, even more successful.
Hi, I'm Therese. I'm the customer success specialist. You might have already spoken to me as well. Super excited to join Rhio. I think you probably might have already, some of the features may have caught your eye already, but you might not know much about them. So we're excited to kind of talk a little bit about them and see how you can implement them for your seasonal attractions.
And yeah, that's us. We are in the office today, but don't worry, our office isn't like a black box. We're in these little call booths. So yeah, that's us. I'm going to launch a poll now because I want to kind of know who we've got on the call. If you want to share what kind of seasonal events you're planning, that would be great. And maybe we can sort of change our discussion based on like the kind of events that you're running, like whether it's one-off big event, recurring events, or like some fundraising events. We can talk about how things might like work for your specific events. Oh, nice to see that we've got some like big kind of scare trails and Santa's grottos coming. We thought that there might be. This is sort of the time you want to start planning. But yeah, I'll jump. Oh, and one more thing. In the Q&A section, you can drop in questions as we go through. We'll try and answer as many as we can at the end or during the conversation, but if we don't get to them, we'll try and get back to you if you've left your email and sign up, and in the broadcast that we send after the webinar as well, and the recording will be sent around, of course. But yeah, let's get started. So the first thing I kind of wanted to share is something that we're really like proud of how many people are using this feature, like how much value it's brought to all of you organizers, and so many like amazing ways that it's been used. And that is something which you might have seen called products. It kind of does what it says on the tin, but I wanted to share Harrogate Food and Drink Festival. They're a really nice example of how you can sort of upsell something. So they've been running food and drink festivals for a while. And I'll just sort of go into their event page. So they've got their regular tickets. They've got quite a nice sort of variety of tickets here. You can see quite a long checkout form there with lots of different options. So they were already like had quite a powerful ticketing strategy. And then they've gone one step further and added like additional products here to just get that extra revenue from their engaged customers at checkout. So they've got sort of like events inside their food festival, like a charcuterie tasting session. I don't know why I picked this example because we're all just going to be really hungry now. But it's obviously a really easy way to capture your customers when that intent is high, like they're already buying tickets, they're already excited. So yeah, it's just a great way to add that little bit extra sort of VIP experience to what you're already offering. And as it's in the checkout, it's just so easy for them to be like, oh yeah, that sounds fun, I'll put it in. Like there's loads of different things that you can add in here based on your specific event. Therese, do you have any of that you kind of saw last year? Because I know a lot of people, this was quite a new feature last year for sort of those Christmas Halloween events, and we had some really cool things that people were upselling.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got one which I also wanted to share. Let me just share my screen as well. So I chose this one just because not only has this event organizer decided to upsell the products like with their tickets, as Rhio just mentioned, they've decided to sell all the products in their store as well. So they have a lot of cool merch here, which allows them to sell the products all year round. So even after your event has passed, they can still get the revenue in and get some extra cash in, which who doesn't want that? So you can see they kind of did it from vinyls to t-shirts, but you can be as creative as you want. And it's super easy to set up. So I thought I'd just quickly demo how to set that up. So firstly, I mean, you're very familiar with the Ticket Tailor dashboard, I'm sure by now. So you have a tab here, which is products. And if you are looking to sell the products in store, so on the left hand side menu, there's a little tab called store settings. So just make sure that you have that set up. So just scroll down and you can see the store name. If you want it to be visible on your event listings, just make sure to click the button. You can customize the text. If you want to, our awesome store, you can call it whatever you want. We've seen a lot of different different text here. Just make sure to save that, and then you can go back to manage products to set up the experience or the merch that you want to sell. So you simply add new product. I have a little reindeer toy, for example, because we're doing a Christmas event. So let me just you can add a picture, you can add in any description that you want, set the price as limited, and then down below, just make sure you have two options. So you can sell the product in store and you can upsell it with the event. So obviously, why not do both? Because, the more you sell, the better. So I'm gonna you can either link it to all the upcoming events, or if you have just a specific one which you're selling the product for, you can choose that. So I've just already created the event, and yeah, it's so easy as that. You can see it already in your product list. So I'm just going to do one more thing. I'm going to actually share the event and just show you how it already looks. So if I just view the event page, when you click buy the tickets, you'll see that not only is it, if you choose a ticket, I've set it to upsell as a product, so people can buy it together with the tickets. Or if you go to the box office listings, you'll see in the top right corner, you'll see an awesome store, and you can sell that all year round as well. So it's as easy as that.
Thanks for that awesome demo, Therese. I think Therese put in a toy there, and last Christmas we saw lots of festive events do sort of light up spinners, fireworks displays as well. A lot of them were using those, big light shows, Diwali celebrations, that kind of thing. They were really, really popular. Obviously, it's quite traditional to sort of sell them on the door, but I think adding them, the feedback we were getting was sort of adding them as a product meant that you knew sort of how many that you needed to have, especially if you're doing your similar events in different locations. It can be like super useful to know, okay, everyone wanted reindeer toys in like one place, but the light spinners were much more popular in another place. So they were really, really like an easy and effective way to just boost that pre-event revenue, which is always nice. And we did a little bit of analysis, and event organizers that started upselling products with their events have made 172% more revenue on average than their events previously, which I thought was amazingly high. But I checked it a few times and I got someone else to help me look at the number, and that is right. It's just like it seems so simple, but it's such an effective way to really superpower those seasonal events.
Yeah, it's too good to be true.
Totally. And I think also if especially if your event is family friendly and seasonal, it can be a time where people want to make that experience even better with a little extra. So it's always something to bear in mind. Like, you've done your event already one year, how do you make it even better this year? Like, your audience and what they want. I think it's like a really exciting way, and it can be a really inventive way as well. Like bundling up, like family bundles can come with like 2 adults, 2 children, and 2 boxes of popcorn or something for a drive-through. So yeah, you can really be creative with it. Yeah, I wanted to share another box office with you now, who are using a different kind of product. This is like a gin tasting experience in York, and they have used a different kind of product called a gift voucher. So we kind of always had vouchers, but you might not have seen the updates we've made to them to make them way easier to use. So obviously on their website you can book their events, and you can also click a button from their website and go straight to their gift voucher store. So it's very similar to sort of adding a random product, but like a toy or something. But obviously a gift voucher is going to create a voucher code that someone can come and spend in the store. So the checkout is very familiar. You can buy as many as you want, and it's in a store so they can sell it all year round. And then when a customer buys a gift voucher, it's gonna look a bit like this. Make that a bit bigger so you can see it. So it will send nicely to them, and it will tell them how much is on their voucher, all the details that you put in, and you can customize like the colors and a little bit of the images here. So it's something that they can sort of print this out and give it if they want to. They can email this on to the recipient if they're buying it for a gift. And it's really easy to redeem. So again, I'll go back to sort of York gin. If I was going to buy a gin tasting, I could just pick my date and time, pop in the tickets, and then when you get to the final stage of checkout, you would click into that, add the promo code, enter that promo code from the gift voucher that was sent out, and it would reduce that from the total. So yeah, I love gift vouchers for many reasons. Loads of experiences obviously want to sell them because it means that people can buy them all year. So even when you don't have events running, your fans can still like pass them on and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a no-brainer because especially leading up, to Christmas, the season we're in, I think it's the perfect opportunity to, again, make some extra revenue. And like Rhio said, just set them up, forget about them, and you just see, some money coming in. So, I think it's a great opportunity there. Cool. I think that brought me thinking like another way to be able to reward like super loyal fans and like returning customers is to set up like season passes and memberships, which is also quite a new feature for this year. So I wanted to share a cool event organizer who has this football club has done it really smoothly. So they're actually selling season passes, and they've even gone the extra mile to set up a widget on their website. So so as you can see, they have the season passes up front, and then even below you can buy regular tickets. So with the memberships, you can really make your own. So you can set the validity of them, whether it be a month, 3 months, or a whole year. You can limit the redemption. So if you don't want it to be unlimited and you just want 10 passes within the year, you can do so, no problem. You can also put any kind of special restrictions or benefits if they have any discount at the gift shop, or any kind of age restrictions. You can insert them here, so you can see that we've even added them in the descriptions. I'm sure they've added it in the membership bit. We did do a thorough webinar earlier this year on membership. So if you want to get into nitty gritty of it, we're super happy to kind of share that link again, and because you might want to use it again. It's a great actually gift if someone, it's beginning of the year, January, maybe you want to set up some season passes, and people can buy them as gifts for each other.
Yeah, totally. I think that's like a great point, Therese. I think like if you might be doing a seasonal event and have events throughout the year, like really capitalize on the sort of gift giving seasons. Like why not like encourage people that are coming to your Christmas event to buy a season ticket for your venue for their friend or colleague. Like your fans, people who are attending your event, are going to want to promote it, and a really great time to sort of capture that is when they're at your event. So yeah, gift vouchers and season passes are just amazing ways to keep that audience engaged, and also to get that sort of revenue ahead of time so that you know that they'll come back, but it sort of gives you a bit more money to play with before they do. Yeah, there was another thing I wanted to mention about season passes. Obviously this webinar was specifically talking about seasonal events, and you might be thinking, why would I want a season pass if I'm only doing December? But we have seen a lot of really successful sort of Christmas experiences, Halloween experiences, that are running on several days just for a short time really make a lot of money because people love them so much. They'll buy a family ticket and want to go back again and again and again. So it is something that can really drive that revenue, and it kind of rewards the people that love it the most. And they're probably most likely to sort of share pictures on social media and have that word of mouth influence as well. So if you're not doing like season passes at the moment, it is really worth considering it. And obviously they can be a little bit more expensive than your regular tickets, and they can really help, you know, those people that love your event really share that love and keep coming back.
Yeah, I love that. And I think, yeah, as we mentioned in the webinar, you can either set up, you know, members tickets, so so they can use their code to actually buy specific, you know, get discounted tickets, or you can also, like with the new check-in app, they can just show up any time of the day, and you know, the check-in app will be able to scan their unique QR code. So that's a cool feature of the new check-in app.
Yeah, the new check-in app was actually going to be the next thing I mentioned to superpower your events. So thanks, Therese. If you haven't started to download the new check-in app yet, please do. It's way better than our last one. If you've never used our check-in app before, you are wasting a lot of time, like flicking through bits of paper on door lists. Like, obviously we developed a check-in app so that when your ticket buyers come to your event, you can scan them in really easily. We've relaunched our check-in app. Let's see if I think I have a little video. Let me just share this with you. But we've made a few improvements. So I hope this video plays. It's obviously really easy to check in normal tickets, but you can also check in memberships or season passes. So you'd select your occurrences or your event, and then scan a ticket and it comes up. With this membership, you just click the button to redeem which event that they've arrived at, and it sort of gives you all of the information there. With a normal ticket, you would just scan it and it would check them in automatically. So it's super easy to use. Oh, it's playing again. How do I stop it? There we go. So one big improvement that we've made with our new app compared to our old app is it tells you when it's last synced. So this is important if you are running an event outside, like a fireworks display in a field or something. If your Wi-Fi is a little bit sketchy, then you might have looked at your app in the field and then your computer in the office and said, why have they got different check-in counts? It's because it will only sync when it's online, but when it is online, it's going to check in way faster, going to sync way faster. So there is, like, I can't remember the actual sync time. It's like number of seconds, like 3 seconds or something, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's about, I think, yeah, definitely less than 10. So it's super quick.
It's super great. So if you're online all the time, no problem checking in. If you're offline, all you have to do is go back online and all of your check-ins will sync. So, and obviously if you have multiple entrances, you can use different check-in apps and they'll all talk to each other as long as they're online as well. So it's just a massive time saver and really slick. And we've also added some additional privacy features to the app, which I will show you. Yeah. So if I go to my check-in app settings and add a user, you can now restrict what that user sees on the app. So you'd add their first name, last name and email to invite them. And now you can choose in the drop down which events you can see. Therese, can you see that drop down when I screen share?
Yeah, all good.
Cool. So yeah, you can share just the events that are happening, which is a really easy thing to do. You can just like tick it and then never have to think about what events they can see. Like the person with that device is only going to see an event that's happening now. You can choose fixed dates. So you've hired some staff to help you for your events and they're using their own mobile phones to scan it in. You can really ensure that after their contract ends, they won't have any data that they shouldn't by defining those dates. and similarly defining specific events, which is handy if you're in different locations, or just like if you're just wanting a bit of everything and it's your own event company, you might want to put all events. And you can also hide sensitive data. So any attendee data that, again, very useful if you have like check-in staff and you don't want them to see personal data, you literally just want them to stand there and scan people in and out. And you can also hide the ticket count. So that's the number of like 0 out of 1,000 tickets to check in, or like 2 out of 10 tickets to check in. So that just gives you a bit more flexibility and security on the app, which, yeah, hopefully it's really useful for all of you to use. So that is, yeah, one of my top tips. Definitely use the check-in app if you're not, and definitely download the new one if you haven't.
Yeah, I love it. I think the changes made are really, are really something. And yeah, it's something we're quite proud of. So definitely get using it. Cool. So I think we're on the 5th feature, and I think the last 4 have been to use like before your event or during your event. And when you think like, what about after your event? There must be something I can do. So I think after your event, all you want to do is obviously put your feet up and after running around like a headless chicken, but you might need to do some reporting. And we understand it's not everyone's favorite thing to do. So we always try to make improvements to make it as quick and easy as possible. So it's something we're constantly working on, and we've introduced a few new features, such as, drum roll, perfect. So from the orders tab, if you're having a recurring event, now it's much easier to filter through. So as you can see, you can choose your recurring event, and not only can you, if you do want to pull all the data in one go and just filter on your spreadsheet, you can just totally do so, but you can also select the occurrences. So now you can, if you just want to do the Friday, if you just want to do Saturday, if you perhaps want to compare sales from one day to another, rather than having all the data in one, it can be quite overwhelming, we know. So we kind of giving you the option of customizing what data you want to export here.
Also, just jumping in that filter, I think this is quite a new thing. So if you were reporting last year and you had recurring events in different locations, you had to export everything and then filter things on the spreadsheet. So hopefully this filter's a bit quicker. I think when Therese was demoing there, you could see that you could select the recurring event, like all of the orders within the ride an electric sleigh event, which is our recurring one, and exclude the other one, which is the silent disco in the turbines, on our demo wind farm here. So it just makes that a bit more easier to get the relevant data that you want. So I think hopefully it's a lot more quick for everybody exporting.
Cool. And did you have some example reports there, Rhio?
Yeah, I did actually. Let me just find where I put them. So when you pull your data, obviously you can pull it and I've just put it into Google Sheets here. And this is an overview. So there's 2 types of reports you can choose from, an overview and a line item report. And you can kind of drill down in the checkboxes when you export to say exactly what you want. I've just pulled out everything here, but you can see that you've got like your total order values, total payments. So obviously if people have used discount codes and stuff, this might be different, but you could use formulas obviously just to quickly like add things up if things are important for you, to just like find information that's very relevant quickly. If you've got questions in your checkout form, they will appear in the line item report, which I'll show you in a minute. If you've got store orders, it will tell you where a product was bought, like from the store. And I'm going to skip over to the line item report now. So you'll see here that this is for each sort of item purchased. So you've got products and tickets here. And also you'll be able to see if things have been checked in this form here. So nothing in our box office has been checked in. There's like a column here, and obviously if it had been checked in, it would say yes. So if you want to work out things like how many people like attended your event over bought tickets, so you know that the sort of overage that you can have in your ticket sales for next year, that's pretty easy to work out. So hopefully we give you all this data, you can cherry pick what you want to export and what you want to use, and really like build those reports that are useful for you. Yeah.
Nice. And we also wanted to give you a little sneak preview of a couple of new reports you'll soon be able to see on your box office dashboard. Let me put this in slide mode. Can you see my screen? Yeah. Great. So you can see there's a couple where we've set up. So one is to give you a little snapshot of your revenue report. So not only, we have a total revenue amount, as you can probably see from your overview summary, you can really see it broken down here, like how much money came in through from ticket sales, how much, came for booking fees, transaction fees, how much of that, of that revenue have you had to refund and has been deducted from the total, how much you have to give to the tax man. And so hopefully this will kind of very quickly, you'll be quickly be able to see kind of overview and have a better understanding of where the funds go. And the second one is also a sales report, but it breaks down how much you've paid in fees to your payment provider. So you might have, in the past, you might have struggled or found it a pain to kind of try and reconcile how much you've paid to Stripe or PayPal, and then how much have you done through the operator payments. So here you'll be able to see how much of how much you've had to pay towards Stripe, and similarly how much you've refunded through your payment processor. So hopefully this will save you some time, save you from going from tab to tab. So we kind of want to make sure to bring everything together on your Ticket Tailor dashboard.
Thanks for demoing that, Therese. I'm super excited to release these and have saved everyone time exporting, so you can just check out your revenue in a quick couple of clicks. We're really excited. That's all I can say. I hope you're excited as well. Obviously we showed you how to download everything as well, so you can get more in depth with the data that you collect, but those quick snapshots will hopefully be really exciting, especially if you're tracking your revenue ahead of your event, to see how sales are going.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's 5 that went so quickly. Let me bring this cool little handout that we've done. Just a little recap. So I think, products, no brainer, right? Like it's a quick and easy way to, as Rhio said, almost double the amount of sales that you can make. So I'd definitely give it a go, set up some products. You can just, even if you just want to do one this year, just see what a difference it can make. And similar with gift vouchers, they're so easy just to, set up and kind of forget about them. Just helps you again generate those more revenue, and allows your, I'm sure you have super customers who want to gift vouchers to the loved ones who love coming to your event, and similarly, like with season passes, it's a great time to kind of reward your returning customers, your loyal fans. With the check-in app, like the day of the event is stressful enough, so we really want to make it as quick and secure and easy for you guys to scan people in and members in. And lastly, we've tried our hardest to kind of make improvements to our reporting tools to make it as quick and kind of sleek for you guys as possible. And, there's more coming. So I'm sure we're excited to share more details soon.
Thanks for that, Therese. I hope it's been useful for people watching live, and you've got some inspiration Of course, you might not want to add all of these, but I think if you haven't been using any of them and you just sort of add one, that would be great. Actually got a second poll, just to see if any of you are inspired. So yeah, if you think you're going to use something that we've mentioned, please let us know. And we've also got a few questions which we're happy to answer now. So I'm going to answer one from Ariana about products. We've got quite a few questions about products, which is great because, as we said, you could make 172% more revenue on average. So I'm glad these were a very exciting part of the webinar. So Ariana's asked, thank you for walking through the reindeer sale. What about shipping? Is that something Ticket Tailor handles, or is it on us to make sure the person gets that product? So at the moment, we're just sort of setting up the sales. The operations of making sure that someone gets that product would be down to you. This is just kind of because events that use Ticket Tailor are so varied, and sort of shipping tools that exist are already very complex. It's quite a big undertaking. But again, with those reporting tools, you can export a list of all the products sold and filter to make sure that you've like you're getting the right date ranges and get all of that information out. So hopefully it's quite easy for you to get the information you need in order to fulfill that product, whether you're posting it to someone or whether they're coming up to the like door of your venue and showing you a QR code and scanning it in so that they can pick it up there.
Nice. So next one's from Anna. Hi. So you're mentioning how if you have a ticket and a product, so how does it look like on the check-in app, and what does staff see while scanning? So both the ticket and product will have their separate QR codes, and just as you're used to when a ticket is with the QR code is scanned for the ticket, it will show up a green bar and it'll show the name of the ticket. It will do exactly the same with the product. So we try to make it kind of as simple as possible, and you know what your staff is used to. Yeah.
Cool. A question here. Next question here came in from Paul about generating the line item report and how to do that, because they sell a few products with each purchase and it can be quite difficult to find the product. So I'm going to try and share my screen and show you how to do that. I don't know. Cool. Can you see my screen? Okay. Hopefully you can. But yeah, to get to your line item report, which would look something like this, where you can have a list of all the products, which obviously then you could filter in a spreadsheet or whatever, however you wanted to use it, you would go to your box office, go to orders, click on export up here. Obviously you can filter them if there's certain dates that you wanted to filter, etc., as we showed you. And just click up here and you've got the options of the overview report. So that kind of is a summary of all of your individual orders, and your line item report, that is a summary of all your items. You can even sort of drill down here if it's just products that you're interested in. You can literally just include the product details. So the product details would show you like the ticket codes. It would just be a list of all your products. Although if you're using it for sort of shipping, like we discussed a minute ago, you might want to add in your buyer details there and custom questions, because a lot of people sort of ask for the address and stuff to send for products there. And then you just click the download report here, and that's how you get it. So I hope that answered that question.
I'll get in a question from Jason from Chandler AZ. So he's asking whether it's possible to manually add people to the check-in app, and which is currently something it's not possible. So you'd have to, for ticket to be, to be able to be scanned in, they do have to make the purchase. If it's I'm just thinking out loud, if it's an issue of when people, come to the door and you just want to quickly add them to the door, you might want to think about perhaps having some QR codes of your event that they can just quickly buy the ticket whilst they're waiting in line, just to make it nice and quick and easy for you, for your staff to scan them in on the door. But if it's another user case that you want more details on, feel free to share, and yeah, I can see if I can find another workaround for that.
Yeah, I love that. That should have been like number 6. If you've got long queues, especially if you're doing like a light show or a scare maze, have your QR code with your event page in the queue so people can buy tickets on their phones while they're queuing up. It's a game changer. Someone told me they did that last year, and I was like, that's the best idea ever. Saves anyone on the door a load of time because people can just buy it on their iPhone in the line. So I love that. So we have another question about from Mark about an event where they want all children to be accompanied by an adult. And they've asked, is it possible to have a ticket restricted so that you can't buy children's tickets on their own? We do have a couple of solutions for this. We haven't showed them in this webinar, but what I would suggest here is setting up a bundle, which is an adult ticket with a child ticket, which we can add a link to the help center in the recording email as well, so you've got a bit more information on how to set that up. Or another alternative would be to use products. As I said, people can use them really creatively. So we have seen some events where the adult ticket is kind of the main price and adults have to attend, and then they select how many children are coming on the next page, on the product page. So that is another great use for products as well. But yeah, we'll send more information around after with the recording as well.
Cool. Yeah, those are great examples. So I'm picking one up from Stour Estate Trust, and they're asking if we can sell products and if they can be scanned on the app when you collect them on site. So yes, so if you're upselling a product with your ticket, when you're creating the product, I should have shown you on an example, but you can, maybe I'll just quickly share my screen actually, why not? You can, here you go. So when you're adding a new product, oh, sorry, my little screen's on the way. Here we go. So after you scroll down, if in the fulfillment, hopefully you can see the drop-down menu, but you can issue a QR code for collection. So that means that, like you mentioned, if perhaps they want, they're picking up, let's say, a toy at the gift store, and you need for them to scan it over there, it's absolutely possible. Hope that answers the question.
Yeah, I guess just one thing to add to that is the QR code is restricted to if you're selling products as an upsell. If you're selling them in a store, you can't issue a QR code because the app won't know sort of what event that product is being sold at. So if you're upselling products, and it's a great way to sort of check it in, especially we know there's a lot of places where the product might be picked up separately. A lot of events, you go get a free drink or food from somewhere inside the event as you go around with your ticket, and yeah, that can be then scanned in 2 places. So yeah, really great way to manage your product sales. I forgot what I was saying then. Yeah, product sales. I've been talking for too long.
I know, it's tongue twisters. So Josh Stegnam has mentioned how I love him. He's saying what the ETA is for the sales reports that we just went through on the during the webinar, that they look fantastic, which we love to hear. That's great feedback. So we don't have an exact date, but it is due to be released this, for you still this year. So so as soon as we have more information, of course we'll share that with you, and yeah, they're gonna even look better when they're fully live. So we're loving the sneak peek preview.
Yeah, and don't worry, we are asking the same question to our product
exactly.
team.
Pushing for it.
When's it gonna go live? We love it. We've got a lot of feature requests as well in the Q&A, which I'm not going to go through now. They're all great ideas. And we do read them all. We'll pass them on to our product team. Ideas about how the checking app would be even easier to use, and how products could be even easier to use. So we will pass them on to our team. And if at any time, obviously, you have ideas on how to make your events even easier, please pass them to our customer support team, because this is where all of these features have come from and all of the updates have come from. They've all come from you. So yeah, that's great. Oh, we do have one more question that's just come in, that's asking about products for color and sizes for products. So at the moment, a product is sort of a single thing. So if you are selling t-shirts, I imagine it's different colors and sizes. What we'd recommend is to have like pink small t-shirt, pink medium t-shirt, pink large t-shirt, all as separate products. I think the merch store that Therese shared earlier had that set up, and yeah, that is an easy way to do it, and yeah, simple as well, although people have asked for that sort of drop down, so it is something that we're considering, but no plans to actually build it just yet. But great question. We know a lot of people want that extra thing.
Yeah, definitely, I've heard that one. Just means you want to sell more, you know. Great. Well, thanks so much, guys. I've really enjoyed having a chat. Hopefully that was useful. And of course, we'll send around like a handout, and feel free to get in touch if you had any specific user cases we mentioned that you need some help with. It's exciting to see that everyone's started to get ready for the season, and hopefully we caught you at a good time so you can just make some small changes to even increase your revenue.
Yeah, thanks everyone. And yeah, if any more questions you think of, feel free to email us at any time. Hopefully you know where, but hi@tickettailor.com if not. Have a great rest of the afternoon.
Bye.